Hi, welcome to swimwalkpaddle and some bushwalks that we did on Lord Howe Island, a couple of peaks from the north and south of the island.
Oh, swimwalk paddle with Nick and Alexander. It's F-U-N and it never gets old. Swim in the pool, in the river, in the ocean. Walk in the bush, don't worry if it's hot and don't worry if it's cold. Swimwalk paddle with Nick and Alexander. Paddle up and down in the rivers and the creeks. Swimwalk paddle with Nick and Alexander. It's F-U-N even if we're getting old.
So we started on the northern end of the island and our first stop was Mount Eliza, which is 147 metres above sea level. And this is looking back over the old settlement beach area, which was the first area of settlement for Lord Howe Island. And this is halfway up to Mount Eliza, looking back over the lagoon. You can see Mount Lidgeberg there in the distance. And this is almost to the peak of Mount Eliza. I love that little sign there, don't go too close to the edge. It was pretty windy too. So this is the view from Mount Eliza. You can see Mount Lidgeberg, Mount Gower. If you had good eyesight, Australia out there. And then the Admiralty Islands just off the coastline there. And then you can see Kim's Lookout and Malabar Hill, which will be the next two stops. You know this is all old coral, honey. It's like look babe, look at it. It's like fossils. Fossils and then basalt. But before we went to Kim's Lookout and Malabar Hill, we went to Old Gulch, which is a inlet of water. It's quite rough. People had told us that if you climb around the cliff face here, you can get to the herring pools. So we had a bit of a look, but we didn't really see the pathway. So we just hung out on the beach for a bit. That up there you can see Mount Eliza where we just were. And then back on our way to Kim's Lookout and Malabar Hill. So this is Kim's Lookout. Back over the lagoon, Rabbit Island, Mount Gower, Mount Lidgeberg. And then this is Malabar Hill looking back to Kim's Lookout, and you can see all the bird caves underneath Kim's Lookout. And then this is the view from Malabar Hill. And Kim's Lookout and Malabar Hill are both around 200 metres above sea level. It's coming back down into the township, Ned's Beach on the way back down. So those were the walks on the northern end of the island. And this is a different day when we went to do our walk on the southern end of the island. Put our bikes in the racks, and we're going to go to Intermediate Hill at 250 metres above sea level, and Goat House Cave, 400 metres. So Goat House Cave will be halfway up Mount Lichberg, and Mount Lichberg is 777 metres high. So this is Intermediate Hill. You can see Mount Lichberg just there in the distance, and we're going to go to where those cliff faces are. So we'll go down through the valley and up Mount Lichberg to Goat House Cave. The trek up to Goat House Cave had some sections that were supported by rope, so you can help yourself pull and walk up the hill at the same time. It was pretty fun. Cut the original soundtrack out of this part because there was a bit of low-level swearing when I looked up and saw the steepness and immensity of the cliffs that we were heading for. So Goat House Cave is halfway up those cliffs. And we just walked along this rope section. There'd obviously been some sort of landslip beforehand, reassuring. Just beautiful, and the bird noise just amazing. There's Goat House Cave, halfway up that cliff. And this is the very last rope and rock climb section, and you can see Alexander up there in Goat House Cave. So Goat House Cave is 400 metres, and then we made our way back down. there's Intermediate Hill on the left hand side, and Mount Lichberg on the right hand side there, and we went up to those cliff faces. And then back to our bikes.
Oh, swim, walk, paddle with Nick and Alexander. It's F-U-N and it never gets old. Swim in the pool, in the river, in the ocean. Walk in the bush, don't worry if it's hot, and don't worry if it's cold. Swim, walk, paddle with Nick and Alexander. Paddle up and down in the rivers and the creeks. Swim, walk, paddle with Nick and Alexander. It's F-U-N